I think I have a few points to build on what was kind of discussed there. The first is that Forrester have recently kind of announced that sort of they're looking for. Sorry to mention that word, by the way. Yeah, there are two new roles. One is a content architect, which they're going to be expecting to see within kind of traditional kind of client teams, and also an analytics expert as well. And I think we'll see that happen. We're doing rules-based targeting based on the analytics that we're interpreting. So when someone's coming through, you know, from a search engine on particular keywords and phrases, we're able to kind of deliver a tailored experience based on what they've seen. And I think finally, sort of from a point of view of looking at it from a wider context and looking at all of these channels, you know, I don't think we should always be looking specifically in travel for fulfillment online. You know, it may well be that we're just researching and planning and servicing that need, and that's a great KPI to look for. And then at the right time, ensuring that journey can then be continued on in the most integrated way with you know, through the high street, through retail, or over the phone, or potentially using kind of, you know, live chat to actually kind of finish the process.
I mean, we're talking about the positive effect of search. Are there any limitations or negative effects on search, such as flash animations? Anything which you could give back practice advice?
And I think not. I couldn't imagine a lot of negative aspects of search, but especially for the travel agency, social media is a big risk from my point of view. With all these recommendation portals like TripAdvisor or Holiday Check, that's really a big risk if users give negative information about hotels where they spent their last holidays or whatever, and criticize these hotels. That can be extremely critical, and it might be enough that it is one user who is writing something negative. It will, or it might appear then in the search results as well, not in the PPC results, but in the organic results. Or if a blogger is writing about something negative, there is a chance that this will be on position number 1 or number 2 for a certain keyword, and that can really damage a travel company. And if it's also if it's only one person who's having this opinion.
So it's reputation, not technology, that limits. Like Flash there was a.
I think Flash was really never an issue. We've been since a few years now developing Flash sites that are well indexed and well. You create some ways to create an HTML page that represent that page, and all the search engine are able to capture that. We've been developing e-commerce websites in Flash, fully in Flash, since 5-6 years now. I think there's one point in travel that we faced in terms of limitation or issues related to search is that when you're like a hotel chain and you have different franchises or different brands buying the same keywords and competing on the same keywords where they are in the same company, you need to find ways and tools to avoid that. And we've been able to do that for some hotel chains where we created like a co-op budgets and manage the buying, the PPC buying for them, so they don't compete on the same keywords, etc.
Can I answer the question?
Yes, please, sorry.
Cool. A couple of points. I think the day that sort of Twitter is integrated into Google and into Google search results, I think is going to be really interesting and really exciting from a search point of view. I think on a kind of the impact of Flash, I think that sort of, you know, things have moved on a little bit recently. We've got Silverlight, and we've got now Adobe Flex, and some of the really powerful kind of rich internet applications which are being developed through those fantastic pieces of technology are really going to again change the way that we sort of engage with users. You know, I don't know whether we can see the example of Silverlight if everyone's seen it, but you know, go to the Hard Rock memorabilia site and see deep zoom in action, PhotoSynth, which allows us to kind of aggregate photos that have been tagged to deliver kind of virtual kind of journeys. Is very interesting, and I think that's going to have a big input in the way that we kind of create experiences going forward in the travel sector.
So, what importance does audio have? Many people don't even turn on the speakers. Is it of any relevance when building websites and marketing?
say the first thing we've noticed is that we've always been told to kind of not use audio, mainly in B2B.
Yes, I agree. I don't like audio.
Yeah, it can be very intrusive, I think.
Yes, very.
So it's like how Flash was, you know.
I think it depends always of the brand and the context and the audience you're targeting. I mean, I think in some cases audio or Flash or video are perfect, and in some cases you should not even touch them. It depends what kind of experience you want to provide to your customer. Always give them the option. Always have a perfect user-friendly experience where they can choose what they want. That's the mindset we have, because we have a lot of luxury brands we work with, like Sofitel or L'Oreal, etc. Their audience asking for that, so you cannot ignore it.
I think that in such a rich visual environment like the web is, audio in some way it's not a rich experience. Of course, there are many applications, but it's of course a live chatting. It's useful also with Skype. This type of experiments can be interesting, but not the info audio. I think the travel is all about experience, and I think that audio is a poor experience compared to what you can do on the internet. That's personal opinion.